They were the world record holders for the longest winning streak in football. Last season, they smashed their national transfer record. They are the most successful professional Welsh football team of this millennium, and they've been labelled as the most hated club in their league. Meet the New Saints.
A lot of people don't like the club, they don't like the chairman.
They either hate us or they love us because we win things.
The first club from the Welsh football pyramid to reach the final stage of a European competition.
To me, to go to Florence, it's going to be fantastic.
Who said we were underdogs? We might go there and win 1-0. It's very unlikely, but we might do.
There's going to be some huge teams in it, no more than Fiorentina.
Che per loro sia un evento, quindi credo sarà una festa.
If we nick a 1-0, we might go big play, might be able to see us on the TV.
If you're driven for success, you're either achieving your goals or you're not.
Just east of the England-Wales border sits the market town of Oswestry, population 18,000, and home of the New Saints FC. Though technically based in Shropshire, TNS compete in the Welsh Football League and recently became its first team to reach the group stages of the Europa Conference League. Their first away day? A trip to Florence, birthplace of the Renaissance, the tripe sandwich, and footballing giants Fiorentina, a name instantly evocative of Italy's golden age of Serie A football.
Florence away. And you're thinking, oh my God, you know, been in the final for the last 2 years. What's the score going to be?
We watched the draw in the function room upstairs, and when Fiorentina came out, we thought, wow, that's a trip.
I come in like bleary-eyed. I was drinking all night, celebrating.
On the surface, it's one of football's great David versus Goliath tales. A club whose average attendance sits at an intimate 204, jetting off to compete on the international stage. But while TNS have gone from strength to strength on the pitch, the battle for hearts and minds has been harder to win, in part due to their history. The club's origins can be traced back to 1996, when entrepreneur Mike Harris sponsored Llansanfraid FC under the remit that they changed their official title to Total Network Solutions, the name of his own company.
And they'll be dancing in the streets of Total Network Solutions this evening.
Fast forward to 2003, when the club relocated to join forces with the struggling Oswestry town. And after attempting and failing to sell naming rights via eBay, the New Saints were born. Be it their corporate past, their unrivaled investment, their near ubiquitous domination of the league, or the fact they're based in England, it's fair to say that TNS's reputation within the Cumbrian Premier is anything but saintly.
I'm pretty sure we're hated in certain areas of the game. I know I am. But I don't care. I quite like that job. I do it all the time. I get lots of shit. I'll get shit on social media, but you know what? I always call them a ship's anchor. I do look for it, and I sometimes deserve what I get, but I know if we have a bad result, I'm sure there'll be a torrent of not abuse, but sort of whatever. But one thing I will say too, we're going to keep coming back and coming back and coming back, so long may they stay around.
You watch Twitter in the next couple of days. Yeah. Honestly, all the Welsh sites, especially on Thursday night if they get beat, they get hammered. You watch that, Mike will be ripped apart. He'll be ripped apart.
But does it bother him?
No. That doesn't bother him. That does not bother him one bit. He loves it. He loves it. Honestly, he's been on my Twitter, on my name, texting these people. I'm going, oh my God, they're threatening me now to come down and kill me. And that's why I'm not well liked in the Welsh League. Honestly. Not just because of Mike, obviously I used to do it myself.
If nobody has an opinion, good or bad, it means you're not really relevant. I can tell you now, the best place to be, if you're either at the bottom or the top, everyone will have an opinion about you.
TNS arrive in Florence as rainstorms descend. Visiting teams are permitted to train on the stadium pitch the night before a tie, and the New Saints boss, Craig Harrison, keeps the players later than planned determined to make sure they're executing his plans correctly. Now in his second spell with TNS, Harrison has won the league 8 times, but he knows his side have never seen anything quite like Fiorentina.
We're heavily underdogs, aren't we? You know, it's roles reversed, isn't it? You know, being the first and only Welsh domestic club to break through to a league stage of a European competition, then it puts an even bigger target on our back. But, you know, it almost gives us a mentality of we've got nothing to lose, really.
He's flown this close to the sun before. Having been promoted to the Premier League with Middlesbrough in 1999, alongside the likes of Paul Merson and Paul Gascoigne, he then moved to Crystal Palace and was working his way into the starting 11 when his career was sadly cut short. A double compound fracture.
You know, it's your boyhood dream. You've got yourself to a Premier League Championship player, and then it's just taken away like that. It was some dark days back then, but fortunately I've got good family and I managed to get through it. I think about working to get as high as what I can, because I still probably somewhere deep down in the pit of my stomach I feel aggrieved that I've still had to retire. So that's what keeps the fire burning, that what I didn't fulfil through no fault of my own as a player. You know, I try my best as a coach or a manager to do the best I can.
Cosa sai della squadra contro cui giocate?
Io so soltanto che sono di colore bianco e verde, scozzese. No.
Una squadra scozzese?
So che si chiamano The New Saints e basta, non so altro.
It's match day, and the biblical storms of yesterday give way to a downpour all too familiar to the visiting party. TNS fans aren't too bothered though. They settle down in the Lions Fountain Irish pub, a recognisable scene for any true patron of the New Saints.
It's hard to describe on camera. I say the trips, it's just great. I think the first one I went to was Vellamora, downstairs, little coffee bar at 9 o'clock in the morning. And we went till like, I'd say 4 or 5 o'clock next day. We stopped off in one place called San Sebastian and we lost the car. We left his house 1 o'clock in the morning. I already had 3 cans. Macedonia, basically we took a car there. We left it there, so I said, I finished my cans, give me some of that whiskey. By the time I got to Luton, we had an extra 6 pints there. The amount of beer that we drank was unbelievable.
Players have been in to see us, and we've had FaceTimes with players as well, been singing to them down the phone. It's been great.
If TNS were to win, what do you think you'd celebrate? How would you celebrate?
I probably wouldn't go back home until next Tuesday. If it stops raining.
So Bradley, you know who you are, you know what you are, and you're scoring Tuscany.
Evening falls with kick-off fast approaching. As TNS's supporters begin their fan march towards the stadium, the team leave their hotel, each party mentally preparing for the biggest fixture in the club's history.
You look at their players and you think, wow, 20 caps for Germany, 12 caps for Italy. David De Gea, Moise Kean, Goosen, you think, oh, these players.
It's hard to say. It's hard to say as a fan. You don't see your team get battered, do you? But if we nick a draw, we'll be out all night. We won't come back, honestly.
To be involved in football, you've got to be prepared to be very pissed off and very happy. The people who spent their hard cash, they expect to be entertained. And I'd love to hope that we're entertaining them with a great performance.
We're professionals, and the last thing we want to go out and do is not perform well. We want to get the basics right, be in the game as long as what we can. they'll create the same problems as we create on a weekly basis, because that's what we've built in the football club.
TNS are up against their own Goliath tonight here. It would be a remarkable achievement if they were to get a positive result out of this game.
At the final whistle, there are mixed emotions, but the general feeling is one of pride. The biggest day in the club's history has ended in a very respectable scoreline, and one that leaves reason to hope for results against their upcoming European opponents.
I think that the players have done themselves really proud tonight, playing against a really top team and to be 0-0 until the 70th minute, bringing 3 really good players on, and they made the difference in the end.
Whatever your thoughts on TNS, they're evidence of what a little investment and a great deal of nous can achieve. And stories like theirs are hard to find in the modern game.
Everybody says, oh, TNS, not again, not again, not again. Well, invest. Try. Get there. Because we've got 3 places next year, and it would be nice to see more Welsh teams in it.
Tomorrow, TNS will fly home, ready to continue their title fight, a campaign that may very well be worn down by their exploits in Europe. But tonight, for the fans at least, this is a distant thought. They've just watched their team hold their own against the formidable Fiorentina, and Welsh football suddenly feels a whole lot bigger. Love them or hate them, TNS aren't going away.
It was always like, well, you'll never be able to get a team at Label to compete and do that. What's happening now is all those people who perhaps 20 years ago when I got involved, they were sort of wry smile and going, you're a bit of a fool, or they're going, shit, wish we'd got involved.